Peace, and namaste. Happy 222. For those of you who do not follow up with numerology, I highly recommend it because numerology is how our guides and our angels that surround and protect us, is how they talk to us, is how the universe talks to us. We see numbers everywhere. We just sometimes tend to not recognize the synchronicity or the repetitiveness of numbers that pops up in our lives. Although some numbers are very common and a lot of people attract to it but don't understand why. One of those numbers being 1111. 1111 is about awakening and stepping through the doors into ascension or a new reality for you. It's all about manifestation, which is why people say make a wish when you see 1111. Numerology has helped me so much, and I definitely recommend that if you see a number that resonates with you, you look into Joanne Scribes. She literally has the most straightforward, clear messages of the frequencies behind certain numbers, and she takes the numbers really far too. I think she gets into the thousands, but numerology is very important. It has a lot to do with creation, how we were created. The chemicals in melanin is 666. So we need specific numbers and specific amount of certain things to create certain things. So it's really important. I can briefly run through the different numbers. 0 is one number that counts but doesn't count into the numbers, as there's technically 9 numbers, because in numerology they count 9 numbers, which is from 1 to 9. 0 is pretty much what you can just say is the medium. It's everything, it is nothing at the same time. 0 is consciousness before it makes manifestation, before it makes any movement. It is the stillness of consciousness and of awareness and of self. Number 1, very, very, very powerful number. It is about manifestation. It is about thoughts, especially thoughts, because thoughts is also how we manifest. Number 1 is also masculine. Each number has a masculine or feminine energy to it. Some of them have both. So number 1 is masculine. Number 2 is feminine. It's about friendships, relationships, partnerships. So today is very powerful if you work or are trying to work in an industry or a career that requires partnerships and any type of relationship with another person. This is also the best time to try to attract your twin flame, or to try to attract someone into your life, as this is the love month, and today's the number 2 triple. Very powerful alignment, and very important that we get to that now before we go into Venus retrograde. Number 3 is also very, very powerful, as it is a combination of the number 1 and 2, so it is both masculine and feminine, and it holds the balance between both polarities, which is why it makes so much sense that 333 is the number for Christ consciousness. Number 4 is masculine. It's about grounding, patience, angels, all things that, for me, number 4, I always think about trees when I think about that number, because of how still but yet so beautiful it is. 4 is just really powerful when it comes to angels as well. That's usually when you know your angels are trying to contact you. Number 5 is both masculine and feminine. It's about choices, forward movement, decisions, change. Number 6 is the motherly number. It's about love. It's about motherly love. 6 is literally nurturing. It's that beautiful number that you just find so much love connected to it. Especially because it holds the frequency of the mother, and the mother provides so much for the child. So 6 is a very beautiful number. 7 is all about mysticism and magic. It is masculine as well. 7 is really all about awakening as well, because it's connected to the unseen or the unknown. So you have a higher chance of connecting to something very spiritual or something very fictional, I guess, but stuff that are reality for a lot of people when it comes to fairies and all those types of stuff. 7 is just really powerful when it comes to mysticism. A lot of people are able to connect to some really amazing things because it opens the world to things that we grew up learning was not real, that apparently is very real. So if you want to connect more to the fairy realm and things of that sort, number 7 is your number. Number 8 is feminine. It is the infinity sign as well. It is all about karma, balance. Very, very strong on balance and karma, as far as getting you to clear old ways, getting you to understand that balance is always necessary, that we have to go through the trials and tribulations of cause and effect in our lives, and of course this counts in our past lives and our future lives, our parallel lives as well. 8 is oddly a very rare number to see as well because of how unique its frequency is. So if you see triple eights, just know that you're really connected to some very powerful frequency, that you're able to catch that. And then finally we have number 9. It's all about completion and humanitarians. Number 9 is all about the people, all about helping people, all about making sure that cycles are ended, that things are completed. It is a very powerful, very, very powerful ending number. A lot of the times where we experience the number 9, things may get a little rough because it is the final cut to the frequency of whatever it is finishing. So don't ever get discouraged when you're going through a lot of changes, because all is necessary for the balance. And in each number you can understand and see that as well. Numerology is so important, and it's really great when you start paying attention to them, because it's gotten me through so much, and it's crazy enough to say that, but the frequencies that come with the numbers, and to know that your guides are sending you these frequencies to help you and to help guide you and to get you into a space where you're so appreciative and you're just so connected to yourself and to everything around you. It's just so beautiful. And again, I recommend you go to Joanne Scribes. You can Google her. She usually pops up at the top. Her understanding and connection to angel numbers are very, very, very precise and very on point. And that connection for me helped me understand a lot of changes and a lot of things that was going on in my life at the time. Even till now, I see numbers a lot more, and now I understand the frequencies better when I see them. But there would be so many times where I'm really feeling down, and then I'll just look at the clock randomly, and the numbers just, it's almost like they're speaking to me, like they're calling me. So one day I decided to, try to figure out if it has a meaning. I don't know what it was. It was just literally an instinct to just look it up. And then I found Joanne Scribes, and everything that the messages said to the numbers around that time that I kept seeing all resonated so much, and I felt the frequency of the passing of the information from my guides to me through these numbers. It helped me go through so much by myself. It helped me with my spiritual path. It helped me on so many levels, and I really hope that you guys can also find connection to numbers, because they speak so much volume on the things that's going on in our lives at the moment. There's other little things that you can look into as well, like your life path number. One thing that everyone seems to come together in agreement with is that the only thing constant in anything is numbers. There's nothing about numbers that you can change without it messing up something. So numbers always have to be direct and constant. It is the only thing that remains the same and needs to remain the same to be calculated in any place of your life to help you with something. It literally is so powerful, and I recommend that you all look into numerology. You get to understanding numbers more, you get to understand energy more, you get to see how important certain frequencies are in our lives. Another thing, we all vibrate at a certain number during each year, and it reflects our lives so much. Perfect example, when you're calculating numbers, for example, my birthday is August 15, so you can add these numbers up to come down to a single digit. Because remember in the beginning I said numerology counts as single digits. So whenever you're trying to figure out a frequency of a number, you can put the number, but sometimes the numbers are too big. So what you do is break the number down. So August 15, that's 8 for August and 15 in the month. So we can do 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. That drops back down to 5. Now, in the year of 2017 adds up to 1. 2 plus 1 plus 7 is 10. So 10 drops back down to 1. So, with that being said, when my birthday comes this year, I will be moving from a vibration 5 to a vibration 6. Now, what this means is we vibrate at certain frequencies for the year, and this holds huge effects on our lives. So as far as 2016 into now, my life has been filled with so many choices, so many decisions, so many things that I needed to figure out and I need to understand and get through for me. And you don't realize how much numbers affect us, but they have huge effects on us. So you can definitely look up more into these things. You can go to numerology.com. There's a lot of different numerology sites that gives you more information. You can also even get Numerology for Dummies. Little weird books like that actually hold so much information and gives you so much. So much. So please look into numerology. Let's start getting connected to the different frequencies and understanding ourselves more, because other than the horoscopes, numbers are super accurate because they are straightforward, especially when you think about your birth. So if you have your time of birth, this is how all of these calculations bring you into getting your natal chart, because of how important numbers are and how fixed the numbers are, so they can tell you so much about yourself. Of course, when you do your natal chart, a lot of things may have changed because you grow and you've gone through so many different challenges and experiences in your life. So, with that being said, today is 222, very, very powerful. I had to bring into numerology with this one on this day. So I hope this was very helpful for you. I hope this encourages you to want to learn more about numbers, to learn more about your life path number, and different other little numbers that plays a big part in our lives, and that brings more perspective to our lives, because I'm a life path 9, and that made me understand so much more what my path was in my life, because 9 is all about humanitarian, and I've been taking up the role on helping people and becoming a Reiki practitioner so that I can help people with their energy and their frequency, and just to get a good vibe and a better vibe on who I am. And being able to help people get on a better vibe with themselves, it's only right that we keep this strong and we keep this positive and learn how to incorporate everything into our lives. It's the simplest things that do the most. They do the most and they mean the most. And we have to start turning into the little things, because in society you get so caught up in these norms and what we should be doing, how we should be doing it, when we should be doing it. It takes away from who we are. It takes away from our understanding of ourselves. It takes away from our potential. We gotta stop being afraid of making the change to exit the matrix and to exit the boxes that society puts us in. We gotta let it go. We gotta expand our minds, open our minds, get to learn more, be open to change, be open to new information, be open, be receptive, because we have 2 ears for a reason. We have to listen more. We have to be better. We have to become better. The only way we can change the world is by changing ourselves first. Today, let's be more productive. Let's be more open to friendships. Let's be more open to relationships. Let's be more open to communicating with people, to getting to know people, strangers. Let's stop being so closed to ourselves, because the only way we're going to make it through this life and through this experience is with other people. We need to all become our own humanitarians. We need to all come together and just love each other. I know this sounds hippie, but it's the truth. We need to come back to ourselves. We need to come back into who we are. And for me, numerology has really helped me with that so much, because once you start awakening, you start losing people. And then you start becoming a loner or introverted. But there's nothing wrong with that. And yeah, you're going to have moments where you start feeling very alone. And believe it or not, those little angel messages that I got out of the numerology, they helped me so much. So much. And I really think it's something everyone should know about. It's something that we all should look into, because literally it just really changes so much. It opens up your perspective so much, because the angels are rooting for us, our spirit guides are rooting for us, and for most people, we're not open into our psychic abilities, so we don't have the easiest way to communicate with our spirit guides. And it's kind of hard for a lot of people who are not in tune with that frequency within themselves. You know, we have moments where we really need guidance from spirit, and we may not be receptive enough. But that's where the numbers come in. Sometimes they throw a couple numbers at you, but you don't realize. So let's start paying attention. Let's start being more observant about the numbers we see. And when I say when the numbers resonate with you, you should feel a very strong connection. Because obviously you see numbers all day, every day, but not all of these numbers are going to have meanings for you. But some of them just kind of makes you stop. And it kind of pulls in your focus, and it makes you look at the number like, I feel like you have something to tell me. And they do. They have so much to tell you. So please, let's just start listening more. Let's start learning about numbers and understanding how they affect our lives and play a role in our lives. Angels are surrounding us all the time. They're just waiting for you to be ready to listen. They're just waiting to communicate. They're waiting to let you know that they got your back. They got you. So don't ever feel like you're by yourself. Because at the end of the day, we always have spirit guides. We always have angels and archangels surrounding us all the time. They are non-physical, so they can extend themselves in multiple ways in any type of way. So we always have that support. We always have that angelic and their energetic support. Don't ever feel alone. Numbers will be the bridge to understanding more, because it lets you know that the simplest things that we just walk by every day, it shows you how much it matters. It shows you how much little things matter, and how much little things play a part in big roles, in big pictures, and in big things, you know? Numbers is just, I probably sound like numbers are like people, but they, like, once you start awakening more, you start realizing everything carries an energy. We live in a matrix of illusions, so literally everything has to carry an energy to exist physically. Even if it's like one dimensional because we write it down on a piece of paper, it is still an energy. It's still something. And I want us to start being more observant. I want us to be more friendly with each other, to be more loving and respectful to each other. Let's start being friends with strangers. Let's start being open to love from other people, from help from other people. Let's start getting there. Let's start rebuilding what it means to have a partnership, to have a friendship, to have a relationship, because the old ways and the old traditions that was manipulated and recreated no longer serves us. It no longer provides us with unconditional love. It no longer does that for us. So we have to be the bigger people to do it ourselves. We're living in a time right now where it's really important that we come together, that we stop making excuses, we stop living in the illusion of ego. Stop it. Let's get out of it and let's get back to love. Real unconditional love, real 90s R&B. Let's get back to that, please. Let's just get back to it. Let's work on ourselves, and let's do this together. This is the only way we could do it, together. And with that being said, namaste.